मैन यूनाइटेड फैंस, ये थी आप लोग की दिवाली की गिफ्ट. Eric Ten Hag is gone.
Oh yes, so here we are talking about all the big footballing news happening, and this is us on GameTime Banter.
So,
As you said,
हम दुखी है.
yes, हम दुखी है, बट हमसे दुखी और भी ज्यादा लोग हैं.
यार.
चले कहाँ है तू?
वो तो खुश है, जैसे मैंने बोला उन लोग का दिवाली गिफ्ट.
नहीं, but you said Eric Ten Hag is out, Ruben Amorim is in. Well, not yet. अभी Ruud Van Nistelrooy है. But as a Liverpool fan, तू इतने टाइम से यार बोल रहा था कि एरिक टेन हैग को लाइफ टाइम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दो. अब निकल गया वो. अभी कैसा लग रहा है?
वो क्षितिज उधर पीछे बैठा हुआ है ना, पैसे नहीं ट्रांसफर किए उसने. मैंने उसको पैसे ट्रांसफर करने बोले थे. बट अपार्ट जोक्स अपार्ट, आई थिंक इट हैज बीन अ लॉन्ग टाइम कमिंग. हम लोग ने सीरियस बेसिस पे वी हैव डिस्कस दिस कि एरिक टेन हैग शुड हैव बीन गॉन अ लॉन्ग टाइम बैक.
Of course.
बट आई थिंक मैन यूनाइटेड ने थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगाया है. दे हैव ब्रॉट इन रूबेन अमोरिम. नॉट दैट आई थिंक ही इज गोइंग टू बी सक्सेसफुल.
Oh.
या.
Is it? Okay. This is what I was getting to. मतलब मैं अभी वही पूछने वाला था कि क्या लग रहा है? Will he be successful? क्योंकि बहुत है डिस्कशन यार उसके अराउंड भी.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, from a Liverpool point of view, he was one of the names on the list when we were looking for successors at Klopp. But one of the reasons why he wasn't brought in was, one, his approach towards the academy, how he would use it in the first team,
Right.
the integration of the academy.
Correct.
Second is his formation. What a lot of people don't realize, he plays a 3 at the back formation.
Yeah.
He's a very different manager in that aspect. So, at least for Liverpool, he obviously wasn't a good fit. Manchester United, I don't know what Manchester United have struggled to deal with most over the years is change.
Yeah.
This is again something which is a massive change.
Of course, yeah.
Would they deal with it well? I don't think so. Would he certainly be better than Ten Hag? Yes. I think Amorim will be a better manager than Ten Hag. But if Man United fans are looking at him as the guy who will restore them back to their glory days, I'm sorry. He's not that guy.
No,
and I don't even want him to be that guy.
No, I'll talk in support of United fans थोड़ा सा. मैं थोड़े पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट दे देता हूँ, थोड़ा बैलेंस करते हैं यहाँ पे टेबल पे. तो राम निकला रे, देव मानुस निकला रे. नहीं, I'll tell you, the point you said very well about उसका जो formation है, which he plays 3 at the back, but I feel कोई भी manager उतना adamant नहीं होना चाहिए उसके formation पे. I feel when he comes here, he won't stick to that 3 at the back formation क्योंकि United पे possible ही नहीं है वो करना. United don't have those players who can play, as wing backs. जो ऊपर से अगर if you're making a back 5 virtually and you have wing backs going up with a back 3, वो प्लेयर्स यूनाइटेड पे अभी तो नहीं है. लूक शॉ नहीं है अभी. डालो के साथ तो तुम मूव कर नहीं सकते. टेन हैग डालो को इन्वर्ट करता था, यूज करता था. बट विद अमोरिम आई फील व्हाट a good point about him is he's a person who has that kind of aura of who he can be the main character. I don't want to compare him to people like Guardiola and Hielo, but he is of the same, I would say, the same material. He's made
like
of the same
the guy who
quality.
can command the dressing room, kind of. I'd agree to that.
Not the dressing room, also the media.
The media, yeah.
Because Ten Hag was shit in that part. Ten Hag के media statements तो
Yeah.
हम सबको पता ही है कैसे होते थे.
Yeah.
And Amorim का एक और चीज ये है कि he has actually produced good players with Sporting. मतलब if you talk about Pedro Porro who's playing at Spurs, Matthias Nunes हो गया, even João Paulinho.
You talk about Victor Gyökeres.
Oh, Gyökeres, yeah, the current player.
Yeah.
They are playing really good.
Yeah, they are playing good. That's what I'm saying. It's not that he's a bad manager. I'm not saying that. He'll certainly do much better than what Ten Hag has ever done. I mean, that's the bar is really low there. But in that aspect, I just think, as you said, United don't have the players to play a 3 at the back. And obviously, I'm pretty sure this is something that has been discussed in the discussions before him being appointed as the manager. But you said managers aren't adamant to their formations. I don't really think he's the type of guy who would change from the 3 of the back, especially considering that it has been so successful for him at Sporting. Why would the manager who already itself, as I said, is a big change, why would he want to bring even more change for himself as well? Yeah. So, I mean, I think that is something we'll only find out afterwards.
Yeah. But I think 2 more matches, Ruud Van Nistelrooy still stays at United. So, after that only we'll come to know, probably.
Yeah. But talking about, he's there for 2 more matches, the 2 matches that he has been in charge of, he has 0 losses, which by Man United standards is
Pretty good.
An achievement. Yeah, keep it up. Not really. चलेगा, वो बस ऐसे ही बोल रहा हूँ.
नहीं, बट पहला मैच जो था ना 5-2 का जो विन आया इन द कैराबो कप, उसके बाद आई वाज टॉकिंग टू अ लॉट ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स जो यूनाइटेड फैंस है, एंड मैंने उनको बोला कि डू यू नाउ रिग्रेट द डिसीजन कि रूट वैन निस्टेलरॉय सिर्फ 3 गेम्स के लिए तुम्हारे पास. तो देन दे वर लाइक कि यार ऐसी बात नहीं है, बिकॉज ही इज नॉट अ लॉन्ग टर्म सोल्यूशन, व्हिच आई एग्री टू, बट देन डोंट यू थिंक कि आफ्टर दैट ही गॉट अ 1-1 ड्रॉ व्हिच वाज स्टिल अ गुड रिजल्ट considering the fact United just formed.
But you know, the last time United appointed an interim manager who did well in the interim as a long-term manager was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Oh yeah, and he did really good.
He did really good, but I just don't think it's the right way to go down. I think Ruben Amorim in the long run, I hate to say it, but in the long run, Ruben Amorim will do better than what Ruud Nistelrooy can.
Of course, yeah, maybe. But my point is coming from this fact कि अभी Amorim आने के बाद उसके पास टीम भी उसकी नहीं है.
Right.
It's like the team that Ten Hag wanted. वो सारे players अभी यहाँ पे. So technically for the 6 months, maybe winter transfer में you never know, they might sign a couple of big players, because I think it's been on the news already that Anthony has been told to leave.
Told to leave, yeah. Where will he go? किसको fidget spinner चाहिए यार?
Who needs a fidget spinner? Contact United. No, seriously. That's been happening at United, but if you come to the other side of Manchester with City, 2 losses in 1 week. No Rodri, no party.
I have enjoyed this week. I have enjoyed it thoroughly.
Oh.
You know, Tottenham are always, I was actually speaking to another friend of mine who's also a Liverpool fan, and he's like, Tottenham beats City, and I'm like, they are always City's kryptonite. They are the stumbling block for City always.
Every time,
yeah, and it's like, again, it's the same thing that's happened. City are out of the Carabao Cup. I'm really happy with that. But more than that, the loss which makes me happier is the one against Bournemouth. And Bournemouth, from all Liverpool fans, from the bottom of our heart, thank you. You have handed losses to both Arsenal and City in the space of a month.
Oh yes.
So, I mean, cloud9.
Is it the same point again that we come to, ki no Rodri, no party wala kind of thing?
I think so, yeah. And I think this kind of just justifies more why Rodri won the Ballon d'Or. It just shows how important he is to the team.
The impact that he has.
The impact that he has. But yeah, I think against Bournemouth are playing incredibly well to get that win.
Of course.
And,
they get their home as well.
Yeah.
So that atmosphere helps.
The atmosphere definitely. And yeah, but City, 2 losses, obviously they'll turn it around. But from the terms of it, I think they'll bounce back. There is nothing much to that. It's just a bad patch they're going through. Guardiola will do.
So your happiness is temporary, you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, it can be permanent if we don't stumble.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
Correct. Huh.
If we don't stumble, we have established the gap. A 2-point gap with City honestly isn't much, but it is a gap.
Huh.
So yeah.
Talking about the other bottlers, the official bottlers of the Premier League, Arsenal, they again got a loss.
Yeah.
They got a loss to Newcastle.
Yeah.
1-0 in the league. So again,
that Gordon cross though for the
goal. Oh yeah, for the goal. Oh,
it was so good. And Isaac Seider, I saw that meme on Instagram, the one where there is one cat, the white cat crossing, the white cat crossing, and the brown cat scoring the goal. It was literally that. It was that meme all over. So yeah, I'm really happy. Good weekend. Yeah.
For Liverpool.
Yeah.
Arsenal के लिए तो
Arsenal fans का कौन ध्यान रखता है यार?
अब तो आदत से हो गई हमको ऐसे बॉटल करने में.
And cut back to that clip we did for the skit.
अब मैं क्या ही बोलूं भाई, अब तो आदत सी हो गई है हमको टाइटल ऐसे बॉटल करने में. That was a
good one.
Rishi, can you find that clip for us, please? But also talking about अभी इतनी लिवरपूल की बात कर ही रहे, so how are you feeling after that?
I mean, 2 Brighton matches, 2 wins. Both of them should have been much more easier. We made them hard for us.
Did you feel tense till the end कि यार draw निकल जाएगा शायद?
Yes. But honestly, just Salah, he was shit all game. I was cussing at him. He was shit all game, and then he just goes and scores that worldly of a goal. But that's who he is as a player. He could be having a shit game and he'll still pop up and score a goal when we needed the
And it was
most.
a typical Salah goal.
Yeah,
Take it
cutting
to the right
inside.
flag, cut
Yeah.
in, and I thought, oh, that's good.
It was a really good goal. So yeah, I mean, it was a fun weekend with the match. Even the last match in the Carabao Cup, the one we played at the Amex.
Yeah.
It was like we just made it hard for ourselves. We were leading, then we gave away 2 goals in the end.
Correct, yeah.
Quansah was taken off in that last few minutes because both his deflections I think caused both the goals. But I think it was a bit harsh on the youngster. Quansah was under Klopp. He was the up and coming, the next thing. He was the next Virgil van Dijk. And then Klopp left, and suddenly under Slot, he just hasn't been able to find his footing. I
Maybe
really do
because
feel
of a
sorry
change
for
of
him.
coach, change of management.
Yeah, it's I think not just a change of management, but the first ever match against Ipswich Town. Actually, Slot trusted Quansah enough to start him.
Right,
Konate was out of the starting 11. Quansah was the one who started, and yet it was halfway through the match he was taken off. And since then he just has lost his confidence. So I don't know the way Slot's managing him, what it is about that, but I just hope he can regain his form back because he's a really good player when he's in good
And
form.
also because Virgil van Dijk is going to be out of a contract.
Virgil van Dijk will sign. I'm confident that if we are just on a quick topic of the 3 contracts, Salah, Trent, and Virgil.
I was just going to ask you about Salah only. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, so I think Virgil definitely stays. I think Virgil will sign. The way he's been speaking in the media and everything, I think an agreement is very close. And from the rumors that we are hearing, I think Salah is also apparently very close to reaching an agreement.
Right.
Trent is the iffy one, but I think that's just something that's being played out behind closed doors. I think all 3 of them, a very bold prediction, I think all 3 of them will end up staying.
Well. Pretty bold. We're going to hold you to your words later
Yes,
on.
later.
Jab transfer
This
window
is
आएगा.
going to be a long time away. Maybe before that if they sign. But
Yeah, of course.
I hope they do.
If
I
Here
hope
We Go comes out, then of course we'll know.
Yeah.
But with Salah, that's the thing. I want to ask you the same thing. With him being the difference maker in so many matches, if he doesn't sign, how do you think is Liverpool going to cope to that kind of change?
I think it's the type of change. Obviously, he's the difference maker. To directly replace him is impossible, but I think it's something that we've experienced with Klopp. When Klopp was leaving, we all were like, including me, what will we do? And now we have Slot.
Yeah.
Kind of. So it's like not that I'm not saying that Klopp was replaceable. He has a character as the manager that he was. He's still irreplaceable. But Slot in his own is that new manager. He has his own aura. He has his own style of doing it. Similarly, I think if Salah goes, obviously he isn't directly replaceable as Mohamed Salah. But I definitely think somebody like Mohamed Kudus or Jared Bowen from West Ham. There have been 2 players that have been long linked to Liverpool
yeah.
as successors to Mohamed Salah.
Right.
Obviously when we brought in Federico Chiesa, he has obviously struggled
वो
with
खेल रहा है?
injuries.
खेल रहा है वो?
नहीं वो हॉस्पिटल रूम में
अच्छा
पड़ा
हॉस्पिटल
है। वो हॉस्पिटल रूम में पड़ा है बारसा फैंस would know where.
Not now, but okay, fine.
So I think that there is no direct replacement to him, but I think if he were to go, we would be able to find someone who could match a similar output.
Right.
And especially knowing the way Edwards and our technical team work with the data and the scouting, I have faith in them. So yeah.
Well, interesting. And in the last episode we had Rohit sir,
Yeah.
जो बहुत ही confident थे कि वो United को हराने वाले थे और like 3 points तो confirm है Trafford पे जाके.
It wasn't just in the last episode, it was in the group chat until last evening.
और chats leak नहीं कर सकते थोड़ी दूसरी चीजें भी हो सकती है.
Yeah. But it was on the group chat as well. He was really confident. But I think it was basically coming back to Ruben Nistelrooy's this thing. It was a new manager bounce, his tactics obviously.
Right.
We always say teams have that new manager bounce. And Van Nistelrooy really had a bit of that. Manchester United were playing well as well. They took the lead through Bruno Fernandes on the penalty, which by the way was his first goal of the entire season.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised hearing that stat.
Yeah, but and then Moises Caicedo. It was 2 surprise goals from 2 surprise players.
Bro, what a half volley!
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was crazy. And given that Chelsea spent 120 million on him, I mean, this was a fraction of what he paid back.
Maybe, yeah, just one fraction.
Yeah, one fraction.
But then again, yeah, same point that I came to in the last video. Cole Palmer gayab tha. Where was that cold power of yours? I mean, come on, yeah, these are the matches where you need him to step up.
Exactly.
It has to be. And यार ऐसा पता है ये मैच
And he had the chance to, I remember a moment in the match because my dad was watching it and I was like watching it as well. And I saw there was this moment in the match. Chelsea were 4-on-3. Palmer with the ball.
First half, right?
Yeah, I think in the first half. And he had the chance to pass the ball to. There were two open players, and he still chose to go by himself and it just hit it into. I think it was one of the Man Utd players. I think it was somebody else. I don't remember who it was, but that's the kind of decisive moments where, as you're saying, this is where you have to be the superstar.
Yeah.
You can be a superstar against the lower league teams and you'd still be a good player, but what makes you a great player is when you turn up in these moments.
And this is not only for Chelsea but also for United, even with Garnacho.
Yeah.
There were a couple of moments where, the biggest factor that is playing against United is कि वो लोग goals ही नहीं मार रहे. लोग बोल रहे कि goals ही नहीं मारोगे तो how will you win matches?
Yeah.
The problem is जब Garnacho जैसे players के पास wing पे ball है and when they have two runners like Rashford and Hojlund who are going in behind the defense, Garnacho doesn't release the ball.
Exactly.
He will keep going on and on. वो नीचे देखते रहता है. He doesn't release the ball.
That comes back to the point कि I'll ask you this: do you think the team doesn't have cohesion? I think the team has been just put together as an abstract. As this player is good individually, this player is good individually, this player is good individually.
Yeah.
Something that PSG ended up doing a few summers back when they made those mass free signings of superstars. I don't think Manchester United have a team that together as a whole is cohesive.
Yeah, it's not a unit.
It's not
11 players who are kind of playing on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's probably the change Ruben will look to kind of make. Amorim will look.
Can he? Is the question.
Can he is the question. Big question. Yeah, we'll be back and we'll probably have Salil in that video.
Definitely needs to be coming on here. But yeah.
So coming away from La Liga rather, and
away from Premier League.
Sorry.
La Liga.
away from Premier League to La Liga. I'm zoned out. We are back with a win, top of the table. We continue at the top of the table, and in fact, Madrid now have a game in hand because their match against Valencia was suspended. Yeah, so there were floods happening in Valencia, and that match couldn't be played. But now it's a 9-point gap, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 24 and 33 points, so a 9-point gap between Madrid and Barca. I'm just too happy, bro. But
9 point with the game in hand is still it's a massive gap. Even if Madrid win that, a 6-point gap so early on in the season is a massive one. Let me tell you this: if you guys do end up bottling this, you guys will be bigger bottlers than Arsenal. I am sure of that.
No, it's not going to happen. It will not happen with Hansi Flick. And I'll tell you why. So, in this match particularly, the match is pretty bad. If you see the match, for people who have seen the match, it was not a good match. In the starting 10 minutes or 15 minutes as well, I won't say 15 because the goal came at 10 minutes, but in the first 10 minutes, it felt like this would be a KG match where Espanyol will probably draw us till the very end for one goal and will probably just get a goal and get the win. But this is exactly where individual quality comes into play. The first goal, that pass from Yamal, that Pivella, oh my god. He played that pass between two players where Olmo made the run in the box between two more players. So he defeated 4 players with just one pass. Crazy. And
that guy's the wonder kid. Honestly, how does he do it so young?
At 17 years of age. And I read this stat, okay. Lionel Messi at his age or somewhere around his age, he was 50 games into, I think, playing for Barcelona, and he had 25 goals and assists, and Lamine Yamal has 24, so he's just one number away.
I'll ask you this. After Messi left, Fatih was the one who got the number 10 shirt. I believe he still has it.
He still has it. Yeah.
He was considered to be the next big thing of Barcelona after Messi, like the big thing. You have had talents like Pedri and Gavi and all, but
the one who could match,
the one who would be the Messi replacement. Do you think that Yamal is that guy?
I don't want to say this, but this is happening all over the internet, and see. अंदर से I feel कि हाँ हो सकता है, but I don't want to call the shots on this because I feel it puts unnecessary pressure. Fatih के साथ वही हुआ था. मतलब of course injuries played a part in his downfall, but just comparing someone to Messi
is just unnecessary.
Yeah,
I get what you mean. But aside from putting the pressure, aside from making it an internet opinion, do you think?
Shriram. No.
Not Shriram, he's talking about Shriram.
No. So, I think yes. It's not only the stats. What this guy is doing at 17, and if you talk about stats, or maybe not stats but achievements, I feel this player has actually surpassed Messi. I'll tell you why.
Wow, I was asking if he can be the replacement to Messi. This is a big claim.
I'll tell you
This
why.
is a big claim.
I'll tell you why.
Right.
At 17, Messi was starting for Barcelona. Okay, he was already a big player. He had players like Ronaldinho playing, alongside him, and he was already getting the glamour. He was getting into in front of the camera records, getting the goals, getting the assists. Do you realize what Lamine Yamal has done at 17? This guy is a winner of the Euros. This guy is now he has scored in the semi-finals of the Euros and a banger goal against France. This guy has assisted in the final of the Euros. This guy is now currently, as I said, the stat that I gave for 24 goals and assists in 50 games. This guy has kind of made Mbappe the second best player on the pitch twice. First it was the Euro semi-final, then the El Clasico. He went on to score at 17 years at the Bernabeu, and he did the Karma, the Ronaldo celebration in front of fans. With all of this, I genuinely feel in some way he has surpassed. I don't want to say
what Messi would have been at his age. If you are Messi at 70, you think Yamal is ahead of Messi
at his age.
At his
age, yeah.
When you say that, I kind of agree with you. But that is a big claim. And I don't think that even a lot of Barcelona fans
will agree to
this. Not for the sake of the point that they do not agree to this, but I just think that they wouldn't want to hear it. But we'll leave that for you guys to decide. We'll let you guys decide in the comments.
Yes, because
बस आदित्य को पकड़ के मारना.
Sriram, you support me, bro. Please, I need your comment. No, but yeah, I think that's been it for this video, because we'll be coming up with the Champions League review, which is coming in the coming next 2 days, and a preview for the upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Obviously, videos are coming. अभी छुट्टी नहीं लेने वाले.
बहुत छुट्टी हो गई यार, बस हो गया.
So yeah, that's been it for us on Game Time Banter. See you guys next time. Thank you.